Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you doing, Chris?
Good. This is going to be our first intro video for Big Ideers. You ready to rock? Should we just let it rip?
I'm
One
ready to
take it?
rock. Let's do
All
it.
right. All right. Well, I think where I want to start to introduce what we're doing to the world with is we think we're living through a moment where the barrier to app development is absolutely collapsing. What used to take teams of engineers, like teams and teams of engineers, and millions of dollars can now be built by two people like us with some of these AI tools in a weekend. And I feel like we've seen this story before. You and I specifically with photography. It used to be 1 hour photo. You'd go drop off your film, and if it actually ever showed up an hour, that was really fast back then. And then maybe at that time you'd get a CD-ROM and you'd bring it home and you'd put it in your gateway PC and then download those photos to a drive and then maybe push it up through DSL to what photo storage site at the time. Ours was Picture Healing. Uh, and mobile phones came with cameras. I remember the Palm Trio with the stylus in the back, and it was like camera on there, and we were like, "Oh shit, photography's going to change." And really, really quickly, things like Instagram happened,
Yeah,
and
totally.
all these new tools for taking and sharing and aggregating photos. The same thing was happening with videography, real quick behind that, and music production at the same time. I remember when I was first recording, we would be recording to tape in a big studio, and the first time Pro Tools came out, we had these like just crap machines that we would jam hard drives into just to get the drum tracks onto the digital. And then, move forward, you've got GarageBand and Ableton, and now we've got the rise of electronic music, and you can record an incredible record in your bedroom by yourself, and no one ever needs to know whether you were in a studio or not. But basically, that exact same thing is happening, I think, with app development. When the barriers get dropped, you get this creative explosion that follows. And I think what we're asking ourselves is like, now that anybody can build anything, what types of things will be built? Who's going to win? How will the new wealth and abundance be created in this phase of where software is going and taking us? So that's why Big Idea. But where's your head on this?
I mean, I just could not be more fired up. I mean, you talk about that stuff like you lived it like with music. Like for me, it was like video. Like my brother and I would just like make stuff all the time, but we were like smash cutting like in the camera to then being able to use like Final Cut and like all this stuff. And so
Totally.
like I at heart like am a creator, like a producer, and the idea that now like I have these tools at my fingertips and
Hmm.
just getting to play with them is just eye-opening. And seeing what other people are already doing. Like this is not like a yeah, someday it'll happen. Like I feel like that was like a year ago. Yeah, someday these tools will be able to help you. Like it's
Even like six
literally
months ago.
seriously, it's happening now, and like people with less and less, technical aptitudes, the same way it was with the other things you mentioned, are going to be able to start bringing their ideas to life, and it's going to be less and less about these bottlenecks of the tech and being able to get the funding or the resources or being scrappy and learning to code. It's going to be more about like, what is that idea? Does it resonate? Do you have the right taste? Like, and can you capture the audience? Because it's the same thing with Netflix and TikTok. You had
Hmm.
four channels before. If you got on the network, your show was going to be popular because there's nothing else to
Yep.
watch. Yeah,
Yep.
but then there was Netflix, and now there's TikTok, and it's just like the distribution is going to explode, like you said. So
Yeah, I think that's true. I think also you bring an interesting point into the mix that I think we probably haven't talked enough about, but that's the world of venture capital and this idea that you need to go raise millions and millions of dollars to generate a unicorn or decacorn. Like in this new world, I think that paradigm shifts. We used to talk about like that's a feature, not a product, because it was so expensive to make the thing and the teams you would need to put together to do that, the risk involved to do that, it wasn't worth taking on something that was a rather thin, small idea that could be overtaken by any one of these other competitors. But I think that world has changed. What do you think about that?
yeah, definitely. I mean, and even in that world, you had these people who, there's these constant stories of people going into industries they didn't understand and being like, had I known what I knew now, I never would have done this. You know what I mean? But because they were naive to it, like they punched through a different side. I think you're going to see a whole new world of that.
Yeah.
These people coming in from outside of the tech space, bringing their perspective, bringing their ideas, and being able to like hit home on things that really resonate with people.
Yep. So let's get to what we're doing about it. I think, we talked about photography, we talked about videography, we talked about music production. Every time this happens, it just creates a new, bigger market or a different market, more slices of the pie to be had, I think. So software's next. AI is our Pro Tools. It's our iPhone. Let's call it. What do you think matters to share about Big Idea and how we're taking this to market?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is really trying to use this opportunity to push ourselves to explore. This idea of saying, hey, we're going to really try and get the, like 26 products out in 26. I think that, really tries to keep the momentum going, right? And I think you really
Yep.
need momentum when there's so much other factors, like in our lives, in the lives of everyone else around us, like who we want to bring on this journey. And so I think that big push that we're constantly going to be trying to move these ideas forward, or seek out opportunities and launch them, watch them fail, watch them spike, and the fact that I think that really is going to be the magic there, like that momentum behind, bringing 26 things to life, maybe more,
Yeah.
is going to be where we push things.
Well, I think what's important is the volume there, or the portfolio, right? If 20, you used to have to bet one idea at a time. It took 5 to 10 years to build anything meaningful, and we're talking about building 26 different companies in 1 year in 2026. Like, that portfolio thinking is, I think, where the momentum comes from and where the opportunity can really live. It's not that one of these has to win and we got to go all the way in on one of them. We can literally bring 26 to market, and if one of those pays for the rest of the effort and we learn a lot of, I was going to cuss, and I'm just going to cuss anyway. We learn a fuck ton. I stopped myself, and I'm like, this is our video, not in some weird corporate world. We're going to build 26 fucking products in 2026, and if one of those wins, then this whole effort will be worth it. And the learning exercise to get there is going to be where the momentum and the excitement and the energy will compound from.
Yeah, and it's not just going to be about building them, because like you said, we're going to be able to build really fast. Like we're going to have to figure out the loops to market them, to build the growth, and to leverage these tools so that together we can still like try and push these things forward. With the time constraints there too. So
Yeah, for sure. So we talked a little bit, or at least like teased, that we want to do this as a community and bring other people with us. Why should anyone give a shit about what we're doing?
well, I mean, I think there's probably three things that kind of come to mind for me at the high level. And watch, I had three in my head. I'll probably get two of them out. But like, I think the first one is like, inspired, right? Like, and this might just be, I'm thinking a little bit of myself, like, if you want to start leveraging these tools, like you seeing how other people are using them, not just to build, but to market and to
Totally.
grow. So I think there's like a big like inspiration. I think of the How I Built This podcast, and like every time that
Hmm.
I'd be listening to episodes, I'm just like fired up to go and do it, myself. Like I want to be on that show. And so I think there's inspiration. I think there's learning to be had there. Like I think as we're going on this journey, like people can learn from the things that aren't working. I know I've already, been hitting walls and
Yeah, me too.
and so like I think like seeing that like and having some tactical ways for you or the people coming on board to learn is going to be a really cool thing. And then the last one I think is just to be a part of the community. Like you can help shape the companies that we're building, the ideas that we have. If you see opportunities, like bringing them, to the forefront, like, we're going to need that feedback. The more energy behind it is going to like inspire, like, so I think like that community aspect of being a part of bringing these things to life, being early adopters, helping, having your problems solved is, those are the three that kind of come to mind for me.
I love it. I love that a ton, and I think I'm totally aligned. The thing you make me think about is, I have this saying that exposure is everything, and I think by exposing what we're doing, we can drum up some energy and some engagement with the community that we're building around these different apps and this experience. And that feedback, I think, just keeps kind of compounding on itself. So it gives us all more and more things we can be thinking about and doing together. And the learning, I think, is going to be probably the most valuable part of all of this. Like, I know I haven't even shipped an actual product yet. I've shipped a website, and I'm about to ship a second website, which is sort of a cheap way to get through some of this learning. But I'm already, with the like 7 projects I've started, rethinking about how I approach product development in the like full scale product development stuff that I do as part of my day job.
Yes.
And it's making me a better PM at the end of the day, a better product leader, better to relate to the engineering teams and like ask questions in a different way. And like, I haven't even shipped a real product yet with the vibe code stuff. You have, you shipped 2 already.
Well, I mean, but again, I think they're features, not businesses yet. So like, I think, it's that learning. I will say, like, that's the one thing, like, I'm going to say to you, and I'm going to push both of us to be really transparent about when we fall on our face.
Yeah. That's part of the exposure.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be really critical, to be like, hey, here, you get the full experience.
Awesome. I'm committed to that. And I think that'll actually be part of the fun in this. What's up?
Shit. Can we pause for a second?
Yeah. All right. Well, how's that for learning in public? We had to randomly cut our one take short because Mike's pest control company came to clean up his ant problem.
These little ants that will not go away. I'm sorry, Chris. I am all in, but I got to get rid of those ants.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. So, what the hell are we talking about? Long and short is, we think AI has completely dropped the barrier to app development, which is going to create this crazy surge in creativity, which means there's going to be tons and tons and tons of new web and mobile apps coming from these tools, and we're just at the beginning of that. So just like music, just like videography, just like photography, software is about to get flooded with new voices. And out of that chaos is going to come all kinds of cool stuff and some new winners. And we are going to participate in creating some noise, some winners, some losers, hopefully a few winners. But what do you think our job in all this is, Mike?
I mean, like you said, we're gonna participate, and I think we're gonna hopefully be an inspiration to people. Come on board. So if you have ideas that you think, opportunities, problems, things that bug you, like, you can add them in here on the website. You can comment on the ideas that we have. Upvote them if you think we should be focusing on those problems first. And if you need support. If there's stuff that you're running into, if you're, as we're learning too, like, I found that I learn really well through, questions and challenges that other people have, get inspired by that. So come join us.
Follow along. The ideas are on the site. Participate with the ideas. We're going to have a newsletter sign up. We're going to start sending progress reports as we're going throughout this process, because we want to expose the learning. So sign up to receive that stuff. If you're building, we want to hear from you. We also want to maybe even highlight some of the stuff you're building in some of our progress reports, see what's going on. But join the community.
Yes.
Stick around. Hang out with us. We're going to share everything along the way, including when we ruin our own videos with pest control.
Well, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? I got to get to a meeting. I'll talk to you later.
All right, go to work. Go do the real work.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
See ya.